But yes, shout out Shams with the big news that the Buss family has decided to sell majority stake of the team to Dodgers owner Mark Walter. Imagine owning the Dodgers and the Lakers at $10 billion. Largest sale of any professional sports franchise in the entire world.
Wow.
Whew, initial reaction, Chandler.
It's a lot of money, and you know, I thought they could have got more, which is crazy. I mean, that's so much money. I'm just looking across the Suns, what they sold for, the Rockets, the Mavs, what they sold for. This is the Los Angeles Lakers, and like you said, how cool is this that this dude, this company, gets to own the Dodgers and the Lakers? And if I'm
the Sparks in there.
The Spark, like this guy, they own everything. I think they own soccer teams. Like they are all over the place. So I think it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, he's part of the Chelsea group.
I didn't see it coming. I think this is great, and the fact that Buss bought them for $67.5 million in 1979 to $10 billion in 2025 is really remarkable. So I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I think it's great for the league to have such a guy that's willing and proven to spare no expense and do whatever. And obviously there's a salary cap in the NBA, but this guy, he's going to hire a whole analytic team, which the Lakers don't have. They're going to hire the best little thing, like the catering, the facilities. They're going to upgrade everything. So I think it's a great move, and it's hard for me not to think, like, if I'm the Warriors, if I'm the Knicks right now, what could we get?
Well, I'm sure you're always thinking that, right? If you're sitting on top of a giant asset, aren't you always sort of every year like, I wonder what I can get for this? You know,
my initial reaction when I saw this out, I actually was like a little sad at first until I realized that Jenny Buss was going to keep her position because, the Buss family is synonymous with the LA Lakers. That's like they go hand in hand. It feels right. That's part of their legacy. And I was like, the Lakers without the Buss family not being involved doesn't sound right to me. Especially me being a former Laker, having the opportunity to work alongside that family and Jenny and her brothers and all of those people. But to see her keep her position and get 10 B's out of it for the trust, gotta love it.
But you know what?
I love it.
Like when Dumont and the Allison family bought the Mavs, they said that Cuban's going to stay on as like the governor. How long does that actually last?
It seemed like it lasted 20 minutes.
Yeah,
because he didn't know anything
I think
about
that's just
Luka.
like what you say to make the transition smoother. So I don't know how much juice she'll actually have in the organization.
Well, she's still the president of basketball.
I know, but who's paying $10 billion to not run their team? Like, you know what I mean?
Also
like,
that. Well, how much is he involved with the Dodgers?
This is what she does. This is what she does.
Well, he doesn't run the Dodgers. Like, he's not in there giving them all kinds of opinions and advice in Dodgers land, is he? So maybe he is. Also, Jeannie Buss is young enough to still enjoy the money. Go live. Yeah. Like, goodness gracious, if I just sold something for 10, you'll never see me again. No. Ever, 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 ever in a million years. Yeah, he does own.
In 10 billion years, you won't ever see me.
Ever in the whole time. We know what the Dodgers have done. And look, we're going to preface all this with saying, obviously, the financial setup of how baseball is run is vastly different from what the NBA does, especially now with the aprons in place. That being said, it's a lot of money. It's basically an unlimited fund to make everything better. And I'm sure Lakers fans woke up thinking, oh, and I know they did because I've seen some celebration videos online. Do you think it's going to be that drastic of a change?
Listen, the NBA, we already have the best life ever, and the hotels and the travel and the state-of-the-art facilities and science and doctors. We already have a really good setup. Like, we are very fortunate to what we have. But you bring in money like this, you bring in like a Steve Ballmer to, you can touch on with the Clippers. It only is going to make it better, right? It's only going to make the lifestyle, the way of life better. But even like I remember going from team to team. I remember like the catering was better in Dallas than it was in Houston. You know what I mean? That was Cuban. The plane was nicer. Like every year you had access to everything. You have a bigger budget in the off season. I remember one team paid for me to go to Germany in the off season to get the Kobe, the Regina-Kind shots. My next team, they didn't. So like there's certain budget things like that I think will go into this, but. At the end of the day, he has to follow the same salary cap that every other owner and every other team does. But I definitely think it is even more so of a perk to go to a team with a loaded owner like Ballmer and the Clippers, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, that has got to be... And look, you can make choices, right? Like, whereas another team might hesitate to sort of pay a bigger tax, I guess this guy's going to not have any issue with that whatsoever, which I'm wondering... We already know LeBron's up against Father Time, but at least a couple more years, it seems. So does that do anything for the actual LeBron longevity? I mean, do you think that he sticks around even longer?
Yeah, as it seems, it looks like he's going to come in and put them in a position where he's willing to spend money to make them a competitor. If you look at what he's done with the Dodgers, since he's been the owner of the Dodgers, they've won 11 pennants, 2 World Series, and he's committed to winning. He's one of those owners or governors, as they starting to call the owners now. He's one of those governors where he likes to win. He's a competitive person. And so when you have somebody that come in like that, like my experience with Steve Ballmer, he wanted to win. This wasn't just something that he spent money on and it was like a toy to him. No, he's a competitive person. He wants to put his organization in the best position to be successful. So when you have people like this with deep, deep pockets and they want to win, that has to be a plus for you.
Yeah, and there's only a salary cap for the players. That means they
Correct.
can pay whatever to the staff, to the medical, to everything
around
else.
it.
So that just makes everyone run. You're going to get the best of the best. You're already the Lakers. You're already Los Angeles. Now you have this owner that has shown his track record that he is willing to spend the money and all he wants is championships. I think it's a great thing for the Lakers. I think it's a great thing for the league.
I want to know, Lou, when a guy like Steve Ballmer purchases the team, like, take me through that. What you find out? Does he come introduce himself? Like, do things change immediately? What is it? Yeah.
So my experience was, the first thing that he told us, I'm not a coach. I'm not going to micromanage as if I'm a coach and I know all and I be all, but I'm going to be the biggest fan that you guys have. And with that, he put his resources and his money behind that. He just wanted to make it comfortable. What Chandler just said. Build a new facility. I want a new arena. I want the Clippers to have their own identity. I don't want them to continue to be looked at as the little brother in Los Angeles. So he did a lot of things. If you've ever been to a playground in Los Angeles, it's going to have a Clipper signal on it because he said, I can't flip older people to be Laker fans, but we can raise Clipper fans.
Brilliant.
So when you have somebody like that that's committed to changing culture, how the organization is looked at, and how comfortable the players are and how they feel about being a part of that organization, and when you have the money to do that, you use those things and you create these resources for you to be more comfortable and make it a destination place for other guys to want to come play. Yeah. And once he came in, you saw that with Kawhi Leonard coming in and Paul George. Now you can have the star power. Then you bring James Harden, and now you've created an environment where these guys know that this is a destination place, somewhere where I can go. I can love living in LA, and I also can have an opportunity to win games based on the money being spent around me.
Yeah, I played in the NBA for 9 years. I saw every arena, obviously, and all this cool stuff and lived a great life. And then this season, I went to the Intuit Dome, and I was blown away. Like, I was like, holy moly, what is this?
It's like
that's money. Like, that is money. That is an owner spending his money. So it just makes it better. The family suites, everything. It makes it a better experience for your friends, your family coming to the game, eating crazy sushi. And it's just like a better experience overall when you have an owner like this. And I played for 4 teams. The 2 best owners I had were Mark Cuban, and obviously from the business side point, having him in your corner as a shark and doing all the advice, vetting deals from you. And that doesn't just stop when you were playing for the Mavs. He continued to do that. And Tony Ressler, I don't know if an owner ever did this. Tony Ressler for the Hawks, every single road game, he would either give me or Vince Carter his credit card. And you would go and you'd pick a restaurant, and any of your teammates.
What?
Tony didn't do that.
And any of the guys on the team could bring whoever they want.
What?
So if Lou Will wanted to bring,
y'all are already making all the money.
Yes. Now he did do that.
If Lou Will wanted to bring 7 people, I wanted to bring 4 people. Evan Turner wanted to bring 4 people. Everything's on Tony Ressler.
Now he did do that.
Every time?
He didn't give
every
us the
road
credit,
game.
He didn't give us the credit card, but there always was a designated place that the team could have dinner. But it wasn't formal. Yeah. It was just basically
come and go as you please.
The restaurant is rented out. This is where you guys can go eat with your family, your friends, and whatever.
This is absurd.
And it was taken care of.
I speak for everybody watching who's a normal person.
But he didn't give us the credit card.
This is not right.
But think about that.
I think y'all might have abused it because by the time that we came around, we weren't in charge of the credit card. It was more control when we got there.
Obviously, free agency, a lot goes into your decision, but like, how sick is that your owner is willing to do that every single road game? And I remember Tony Ressler also sat on the phone call with every player and their financial advisor at the time. Like, you didn't have to show your portfolio, but he would be like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then he'd give you advice on how to, grow your money. So like,
I like that.
Things like that where they're invested in you personally, not just basketball.
Like, you're not just an employee.
Huge. Like, I met the Grizzlies owner twice in 3 years. The Houston owner, they were selling. I'm just saying, I never had a relationship with the Rockets owner. I never had a relationship with the Memphis owner. It means something when you have a relationship with this billionaire owner that can help your life even after basketball. Huh. This guy can.
Yeah, this guy living, we know what money does, right? Like, we've all lived long enough to know it's a pretty big deal. The thing is, though, and we know with baseball, it's such a more unfair ground, right? Because you have like teams like the Dodgers who literally are spending all of the money in the world, and then you have teams like the Pirates that don't want to. We don't really have that as much in the NBA, but do you think that there are people today, is this good for the league? A team selling like this, does it matter in the long run because of the salary cap?
I think regardless, a team like the Lakers, the Warriors, the Knicks, they always have that advantage of just the tradition, the history, the city, the market that they're in is always going to have that advantage against the smaller markets.
Yeah.
Again, no one's stopping Jeff Bezos to go and buy a team and, you know, having a really wealthy guy do it again. So I think maybe it's good because it kickstarts another super successful guy wanting to get involved in the league and buy a team and make it top notch and top of the line. But sure, is it more of an advantage because they have a bigger bankroll? Yes, but it's not stopping all these other billionaires to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think baseball, it's more frustrating because you know they can spend it.
Well, and there's no cap, right? Like the Dodgers can just go and get whoever they want.
There should be a floor in
baseball.
baseball.
There's no rules.
That's something they keep talking about, but never going to happen. All right, that's the sell of a team. That happened, but we actually